Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 7 o'clock, and I'll call to order this meeting of the Stratford Zoning Board of Appeals, scheduled for May 3rd at 7 o'clock, to hear the items that were on the agenda which was posted. For those of you that may have not appeared before us, the way that the process works is we will have the petition read. The person who's going to present the petition will come to the podium, state their name and address for the record. They will present whatever information they feel is pertinent to the board to help us make a decision. Then we will ask if there's anyone in the audience who's in favor or opposed. Then after all of our questions have been answered, we'll then table the application and go into the administrative session at the end of this public hearing where we may or may not vote on the application. What we would like to request is if anybody has cell phones, please put them on silent so that if somebody's up at the podium speaking, they're not interrupted. With that having been said, I'll have to ask Mr. Llewellyn to read petition number 1110 Chapel Street.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First item, as noticed, item 1 is 1110 Chapel Street, petition of Red Buff Rita Incorporated, seeking to appeal the zoning enforcement officer denial to issue a zoning compliance certificate/building permit.
Attorney Bellis.
Yes, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, I'm Attorney Steve Bellis. I represent Red Buff Rita. I'm requesting that this be continued and that you not act on it this evening. I've been speaking with counsel, the esteemed counsel over there, and we're trying to resolve this without your intervention. So I appreciate it, and we're getting close. So hopefully we'll have it worked out. But thank you very much.
Sounds good. Without objection, we will continue that and put it on the table until the next meeting.
Yes.
I don't believe we have to act on it for a voluntary withdrawal. No, we just acknowledge it. So without objection, we will hold that over till the next meeting. Thank you, Mr. Bellis.
You're welcome.
Mr. Chairman, if I may?
Yes.
Request on behalf of the applicant, if I may be so bold, as to take item 3 out of order this evening.
Yes, so that we avoid any potential maternity issues during the meeting.
Yes.
And we wish you well. Yes.
Formal motion to waive rules and take up item 3 now.
Yeah, we'll put it formally on the record. Mr. Llewellyn makes the motion. Ms. Witham makes the second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Also, I should have stated for the record that Ms. Doolin will be sitting in for Mr. Baird, who is under the weather. With that having been said, Ms. Doolin, would you be so kind as to read petition number 3 into the record, 135 Elizabeth Terrace?
Of course. 135 Elizabeth Terrace, petition of Laura Carano seeking a site plan review and variances of section 3.18 to permit a 6-foot privacy fence along the side street front. Hardship, unique corner property, concerns for public health and safety.
Thank you very much. Is the petitioner or the representative present?
Well, myself is Dennis Carano, Laura's dad, and I came with her because she was a little nervous coming in. She needs an accompaniment. She's a little late with her pregnancy, but I'll let her introduce herself too.
Thank you.
Hi, Laura Carano, 135 Elizabeth Terrace. I have 2 younger children at home. Sorry. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and then one on the way. And we would like to extend our fence to give them a more safe area to play. I have an extensive front yard that they like to go in, but I want to close them in. And in order to do that, I would like to put a 6-foot fence because the 4-foot fence is being so close to the road. I'm afraid of their public safety as well as, other people passing by. We have a lot of people who walk their dogs, balls going everywhere. There's a lot of traffic that way. There's other children who make their way running across the street to see them. So if the higher fence, I feel like that would prevent a little bit of a distraction. But yes.
Dan, you received the certificates of mailing, correct? Thank you. Proceed. Tell us any other information you think we should be privy of.
than what Laura said. I think she said it all, pretty much.
Okay, I'll open the floor up to questions. Anyone have any questions of the applicant?
Chris Doolin for, I did go by, and it's a strange corner. There is no stop sign on that street. So I, for one, am not I'm not for a 6-foot fence, as that would be blocking the sight view for cars.
Well, the fence wouldn't be to the corner, it's just where the fence already is, extended out a little bit. So it's not anywhere near the corner where the traffic comes to a pause.
I didn't see any fence in front of your house.
It's in the back.
It's in the back
It
side.
would be extending the side yard fence.
Oh, not, you said
Not-
the front, I'm sorry, you said they play in the front yard, so I thought you were putting the
No,
fence
no,
there.
that's, I'm trying to trap them in the back because they like to go in the front because there's more space to run. So what I'm trying to do is extend our backyard.
Oh, I
and
misunderstood.
close it in so that I have them more in the backyard so that they're not in the front running out into the street.
Oh, thank you for clarifying that.
That's a good question.
Anyone else have any additional questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in favor of this petition? In favor? Anyone in opposition? Opposition? Seeing none, Chair will entertain a motion to table.
Motion to close public hearing on this item?
Motion to close public hearing. Thank you very much by Mr. Llewellyn. Second by Ms. Doolin. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously 5-0. Thank you. You're welcome to stay until the end of the meeting when we will go into an administrative session where we may or may not make a decision. Thank you. The next petition is 180 Surf Avenue, and I will ask Ms. Gibson to read that into the record.
180 Surf Avenue, petition of Alan Borges, seeking a site plan review and variance of subsection, section is that, 3.14 for activity within 50 feet of inland wetland, and 10.2.2 front yard setback for a 4,400 what is that, square foot addition. Hardship unusual lot, configuration with wetland and coastal restrictions. There's a subnote here that says a coastal site plan review has also been submitted with this application. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Petitioner or their representative, name and address for the record, please.
My name is Alan Borghese. I'm a registered civil engineer with Borghese Building and Engineering. We're the contractors engineers for the building here. With me is Mike Vinci. He is with the company, and I thought we'd spend just 2 minutes telling you what the company does. Mike?
Good evening. Mike Vinci from Stratton Industries, General Manager. Stratton Industries started in 1961 as a tool and die shop over on 180 Surf Avenue by a gentleman named Ed Kremen. Ed has recently passed into heaven and is now run by his son, Dave Kremen. I started there in 1988, the only job I've had out of high school as a tool and die apprentice. And through the years, we've slowly seen the tool and die trade, as you will. Well, the tool and dies that we used to make go overseas. You know, we would build them, they'd go overseas, they'd take them apart, they could duplicate them, and we slowly seen that industry go away. So we went more and more into a job shop environment. Key industries that we're servicing right now is the aerospace industry, semiconductor industry. One of our biggest customers is ASML down in Wilton. They make the lithography machines that make the microchips that we have a shortage on. Sikorsky, Lockheed Martin. And one of a couple things I just want to tell you, I don't want to delay this too long, but some things that I'm really proud of that happens right at Stratton Industries that's in Stratford, Connecticut is we have parts on Mars. We have parts on the Mars rover, and we have parts on Curiosity right now headed up to Mars. I'm not sure if you've heard in the news about the sample tubes that are going to be placed on Mars, but they're going to be placed on Mars. They're going to collect soil samples with them. They're going to be retrieved by another ship, and that ship is going to have the capacity to launch from Mars while we launch from Earth and grab it in orbit and bring it back to Earth. That's coming from Jet Propulsion's laboratory, who is also one of our customers. When this all happens, it'll be the first man-made object from another planet that's come back to Earth. And we made those sample tubes at Stratton. We have parts on every SpaceX launch, a lot of parts for Sikorsky, and our industry is just growing and growing and growing. So if you're driving by, you have an open invitation to stop in, take a tour. We'd love to have you and show you around. Thank you.
A personal comment. Isn't it wonderful to see a company like that in Stratford, Connecticut? It's really, really exciting. When I built, this is my second building I'm building for them, and when I saw their products inside, it is phenomenal. The precision is super. Anyway, congratulations, Mike. We're here for a different purpose, of course. It's kind of interesting because this is the first building that they occupied 35 years ago. Is that correct, Mike? And it was the front part of this building. They did put an addition on, and we're here for approval for a variance, and boy, this lot has every reason for a variance. The topography, the wetlands, the shape, Route 95 ramp next to it, and if any lot meets the definition of hardship, this is the lot. We're talking about putting an addition to the rear here, 4,400 square feet plus or minus, on their existing 12,000 square foot building. In fact, even to put that up there, they have to take down a couple of wooden sheds and some storage trailers that they had back there. We did appear before the Design Review Architectural Review a while back. I don't even remember what it was, several months ago. And they did rule in favor of our application. The only thing they asked us to do is the one wall that is exposed here, which is faded paint, is to repaint that wall. Then we received approval from the Inland Wetlands Commission on May 16th, and again, no significant adverse or unnecessary effects are anticipated due to the construction of the new building. We had something that I've never done before. I'm from Torrington, and we had to go to coastal management, and we used a different engineer to apply to coastal management, and they did receive approval, and they said that basically the existing use is permitted as a right, and the proposed addition will not require any special approvals. The DEEP also got an application, and they did not comment at all on this application. It's a very interesting thing, just kind of talk about a couple of fun things. This addition is very close to the ramp on Route 95. There was a discussion on whether the ramp is a street, and if it is a street, is Route 95 a frontage of a street for every business that fronted on either Route 95 or any ramps. And it was decided by the commission that that is not a street. It's interesting, it's not a frontage. The original surveyor that gave us a survey put a little asterisk next to it and said, question mark, is that a frontage, is that a setback required? And the answer was no. Anyway, other than this variance, which is, I think, a very simple variance, this project is really simple. It fits the environment well. It will be well used to help expand Stratton Industries. So I'd appreciate your approval.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the commission? Ms. Witham?
Just a quick question. Is where you're building, where that fire was in that building a few years back, next door to you? Or is that that side?
It's on that. That's on a street that there's like the Marsh. There's our building, the Marsh, and then there was that building that part.
Okay, so, okay.
We're like in front of Nelson Ambulance.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Ms. Doolan?
Hi, Chris Doolin. I just had I'm sure it's just not even a typo on, I don't know, one of these things mentions the town of Milford, like approving your erosion control and all that, and I'm assuming that should say Stratford.
Yes, you are correct.
Thank you.
I apologize for that. You really do read these applications.
Any additional questions? I see currently on the property, there are existing containers, storage containers, trailers, et cetera. Those are all going to be removed, correct? All right. So in reality, they're not permanent structures, but they are on the property and used for storage. Okay. I'm satisfied with my questions. Anybody else have anything else?
No, thank you for, if you're going to do that landscaping, will look lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone to speak in favor of this petition? In favor? Anyone here to speak in opposition of the petition? Opposition? Hearing on none, hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close.
Motion by
Chris
Ms.
Doolan.
Doolan, second by Ms. Gibson. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Opposed? Show it 0. Petition is closed, public hearing is closed on that petition by a vote of 5-0. Thank you, gentlemen. Once again, we will be going into administrative session, where the decision may or may not be made depending on the feelings of the group. Since we've gone through all the petitions that were on the agenda, the chair will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close public hearing.
Motion by Mr. Llewellyn. Do I hear a second? Second by Ms. Gibson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. I will now call to order the work agenda, the Board of Zoning Appeals Administrative Session. First item on the agenda are items listed on the public hearing agenda dated May 3rd. So we have one continuance, and we heard 2 petitions, 135 Elizabeth and 180 Surf. Let's go in the same order as we had the public hearing, so the chair will entertain any motion on 135 Elizabeth to take off the table.
I'll make a motion to take 135 off the table.
Motion by
Elizabeth?
Ms. Withams. Do I hear a second? Second by Mr. Llewellyn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. The floor is now open for action on 135 Elizabeth. Any discussion? Anyone would care to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve
Motion.
135 Elizabeth. Is that what it's
There's
called?
no
Elizabeth?
questions. I second that.
Okay, there's a motion by Ms. Witham, second by Ms. Gibson, assuming that the hardship as listed is the reason behind the approval.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Discussion on the motion. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. You're done. And good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
We now move on to 180 Surf Avenue. Chair will entertain a motion to take it off the table.
Motion to take 180 Surf Avenue off the table.
Okay, motion to take 180 Surf off the table by Mr. Llewellyn. Do I hear a second? Second by Ms. Doolan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 180 Surf is now off the table, open for action. Does anyone care to make any motions or discussions?
Nope, I'm Chris Doolan. I'm just delighted with what they proposed, and I make a motion that we approve their proposal.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
I think it's fascinating what they're doing and that it's probably going to improve the area, and I second that motion.
All right, second by Ms. Gibson, just to make a note that both the motion to approve and second is based upon the hardship as listed in the application.
Yes.
So we have a motion and a second. Discussion on the motion. Hearing no discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion approved, 5-0. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the April 5th meeting. Chair will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, to make a motion to approve the April 5th, 2022 meeting minutes.
Motion by Mr. Llewellyn to approve. Do I hear a second? Second on the minutes.
Oh, I'll second it. Are these them, though? Because these are dated March 1st, 2022.
Those are not the correct minutes that were in our package. But I believe they were emailed to us previously.
They were
Yeah.
emailed, and I approve those that were
Right.
emailed.
Right, that's not
With
what
the
we
cor-
were presented with. Okay.
Yes, as.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as emailed to the members on April 5th. Or for the April 5th meeting, I should say. All right. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Chair votes aye, motion passes 5-0. CAM site plan review, we do have one, 180 Surf Avenue. Mr. Brennan.
The application was submitted to DEEP, who had no comments to relay back to the commission. As per our in-staff review, there were no adverse impacts presented in the application.
Very good. I don't believe that's a motionable item, actionable item. That's just a report only. Okay. We move on to number 5, members' concerns and/or comments. Any concerns or comments this month, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Any other items, number 6? Then the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn the administrative session.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adjourn the administrative session.
Motion by Mr. Llewellyn, second by Ms. Witham. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Off the record at 7:21.